Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, and Pace Farm Eggs. Hello and welcome to another episode of Classic Restos. This time it's another return across the ditch to New Zealand. But before I go any further, here's this. It's thanks to Shannons. Ask about multi-policy discounts and sign up for the Shannons Club. Call 134646 for a quote and see more at shannons.com.au. For oils, coolants, additives and technical assistance, Oil Right, use Penrite. And Hare and Forbes has the range. Buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. You know, I love it here in New Zealand, but pronouncing the regional towns' names has always been a bit of a challenge for me. Places like Kikamookau and Waikato and Didiscoragol are all places that you've perhaps heard before. But here in New Zealand, it's even harder. Places like Why Did He Pull Through? Everyone's upset he did, and he can hardly change a tyre, all take a lot of practice with pronunciation. It's in the same region as Let Him Catch a Train and No He Took a Bus, which is right next door to Kalikalikuyu Kokimikitora, which is the sister town of Didi Didi Why Did He Do It. And beautiful Te Aroha, it's the Maori name for place of love. And it's understandable as to why Te Aroha is a rural town in the Waikato region of New Zealand, with a population of just over 3,900, and it sits at the foot of the 952-metre Mount Te Aroha. The Waiho River runs through Te Aroha. Thermal and mineral springs are both found close to the centre of the town. The mineral baths are a very popular spot for tourists and locals alike. Here you will find the only natural soda water geyser in the world. The geyser is located in the Te Aroha Domain, the oldest intact Edwardian domain in New Zealand. And how nice is the seniors run? This year, some generous enthusiasts and their classics took some elderly out for a cruise from the hospital and some from here at the Kenwan Nursing Home. Look at these darlings trying to squeeze themselves into these cars. They cannot wait. Some of these senior folk wait all year just for this. And you cannot tell me for a second that some of these people don't have a soft spot for their younger memories when these vehicles were new. Before most of us were around, these were the generation that were cruising the drive-ins, eating at the diners and enjoying a different time of life.
Fletch, I learned to drive in one of these.
So there's a little bit about the town, but right now I've got a job to do, and that's to bring this event to you at home. Come on, let's go, take a closer look. First cab off the rank here, the 2015 event, Te Aroha Cruise In. Hello, Tony.
G'day, Fletch.
How are you, mate?
Good, mate, good.
That's good. What's your dog's name?
This is Benny.
Benny. Yeah, Benny's friendly as all get out. I mean, nearly took 3 fingers off earlier, but it's okay now. So, Benny goes everywhere with you?
Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah?
To work, to home, to bed. Yep.
To bed?
Yeah, it sleeps on the end of the bed.
Yeah, well, that's like, you know, that's being close to your dog takes on a whole new meaning, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, time for the Chev. Tell us about that, Tony.
57 Chev, 2-door hardtop. I've owned it since May this year. Brought it out of the States. It's been custom built by a man, fantastic man over there actually, George Reed. He's owned the car for 25 years.
What part of the States did it come from, Tony?
The car originally came out of California,
Yep.
but George is up in Valparaiso,
Right.
near Chicago.
Yep.
These things don't come out in the winter time at all.
Yep.
We're in a shed, heated, inside a bag.
Yep. That's what, you know, that's an amazing thing over in the States. I mean, it happens a lot of the time with their climate over there. The cars are kept in air-conditioned environments. They're actually more comfortable sometimes than the people inside the houses. But, you know, look at the end result here. There's something about a 57 as well. I mean, obviously been fully restored. This is a beautiful car. We've got a bit of chrome inside, a little bit of bling there. We've got the billet steering column around the black. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's ever since I was 16. Like I built rods years ago, got out of the hot rods, got into the motor racing, but 57 two-door's always been my dream car.
Yeah. Well, you've done well with this. Are you glad you've got it?
Very glad. There's a little bit of a story why I got it. Is unfortunately I lost my mum last year.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
But one thing she said to me, look, go out and enjoy life. You've always wanted a 57. Go and buy one.
Wow,
I did.
What a remarkable statement from a lovely woman, and that's wonderful that you've got this car. And just in ending, Tony, powering it up front, what are the specs there?
350 Chev. It's got a 700 R4 trans through a 9-inch. The whole thing's on airbag, rack and pinion steering. Yeah. Triangulated 4-bar in the rear.
It's amazing the amount of late model stuff that can be now incorporated into these cars, isn't it? Yeah.
The guy, when George built it, he stripped it down in 2006. Took him 3 years to build it. Yep. It's only done 15,000 miles since then.
Wow, beautiful thing. Yep. All right, Tony, better get around here and walk up and down the street here of the town. And it's Fletch walking the streets, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out being a beautiful day.
Absolutely. So, good on you, mate. You take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you, Fletch.
You're welcome. Moving through, time for Coral now. Hello, Coral.
Hello, Fletch.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
That's good. Gorgeous Fairlane. What can you tell us about it?
We brought it in 2007 and we put it on the road for a little while, and then I said to Graham, no, it's time to strip her down. We found a few problems, but...
Where'd you get it from?
We got it from Rhode Island, New York.
Yep.
Yeah. And
it's come a long way.
Yes, she has, and she's my pride and joy.
Absolutely, and you can tell. Can't you just see the passion in the person? Now, with this car, Coral, what's the colour?
It's Dynasty Green, and the painter put silver flecks through it, but he put something in the paint that...
Dynasty Green?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's something wrong with my eyes, but to me it's blue.
No, it's definitely Dynasty Green, but I think what the painter did, he put something in the paint that turned the fleck flat.
Yeah, I think he's put something in his drink too.
No.
That's amazing. Wow. Yeah. It is a beautiful colour.
Yeah.
Now, up front we've got the little Revy 289 there, so Coral, the feel under the right foot, what's that like?
Pretty awesome.
Keeping you young?
Keeping me young, well, trying to keep you young.
Yeah, good on you. All right, well look, what I love about this car as well too, have to make comment about the interiors, because to get a car of this age, which the year model by the way is 64 car, the interior is absolutely superb, isn't it?
Yes, well it wasn't like that when it came in. And it was a funny sort of green and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you like your greens, don't you?
I like this shade of green. I like pastel colours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you like the turquoises, all that sort of colours?
all that sort of
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
So we had it reupholstered.
Good on you. All right, look, I've got to move on through. Yep. Otherwise, Carol, you're going to take up most of today's show.
Gosh.
All right.
Yep.
So anyway, it's been lovely catching up with you, preserving this Fairlane. Yep. Beautiful car, well done.
Thank you very much.
Green, car me ass. This is blue. I hope you're really enjoying this week's episode of Classic Restos, the 2015 Te Aroha Cruise In here in New Zealand. Stay in your favourite chair, back with more right after this.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons.
We've also got Shannons Home and Contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannons.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
In 1926, Australia's Penrite Oil Company was established. Almost 90 years of research, development and refining under the harsh Australian conditions has made Penrite Oil what it is today. Precision, performance, reliability and protection. Championship winning products. Trust Penrite.
Look what Hare and Forbes has got. They've got this, they've got that, they've got this, and they've got that. They've got this, they've got that, they've got this, and they've got that, and so much more. But do you? Whatever you want, they've got. Walk through their doors, inspect their stores. Hare and Forbes has the range. And remember, you can always browse and buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. Got Andrew now. How you doing, Andrew?
Good, mate. Fletch, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, good.
You got a bit lost over here too, did you?
No, but you, I believe, are lost because you moved from Australia over here and you didn't go back to Australia again. So, sounds like you got lost.
No, I sort of come over here for the lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the freedoms over here.
Yep.
And just keep it a secret, mate. Don't tell too many people.
No, well, I mean, it's only going to go on national television, but we'll just keep it between us, right?
Yeah, well, that could happen.
It is a beautiful place. It really is. I love regional New Zealand. There's no doubt about that. Look, Andrew, you're in theme. You've got your beard to keep you warm. I bet you that comes in handy over here, does it?
Well, this theme I've been practicing since I was 19. I'm not 19 anymore.
I didn't have the heart to tell Andrew, but just earlier, I think I saw a small finch fly out of there. I don't know if he realised or not.
Yeah, just don't tell Math.
I won't. Now, Andrew, this car of yours behind us, fully customised.
Yep.
So much work has gone into it. Mm-hmm. Tell us, what is it?
Basically, it was a four-door FC Holden, and over Easter in 1996, when my son Harold was born, I was sort of strapped into the workshop and had to look after the boy, and I couldn't go out too much. So I thought, well, good opportunity for a project.
Andrew, what inspired you to cut and chop this FC?
Well, I used to read a lot of the books and magazines at the time, and follow along with the American customizers from the 40s and 50s. George Barris, Gene Winfield,
yep.
And guys like that. And I originally intended with this car for it to just be an exercise in bodywork. My plan was to build a 49 Cadillac sedanette,
yep.
along the lines of Billy Gibbons' version that he's done. And as it turned out, the chap that I contacted in the States to import the car, he fell ill, and I was unaware of that. And in the meantime, I grabbed this old girl. But as it turned out, this one by default ended up becoming my main focus.
Yep.
And I chopped it once and put it outside, and wasn't overly happy with it, and turned around and chopped it all up again.
Good on you, Andrew. You've done some excellent work. I mean, the fabrication work, the average person, like myself as well, I don't think truly appreciates the amount of work that goes into a project such as this, mate. So hats off, well done.
Yeah, well, it's 5 years worth of work, and driven it all around Australia, and plan to drive it all around New Zealand.
Turning a few heads here today, mate, so good on you, Andrew. Good to see an Aussie over here and residing now in New Zealand, and half your luck, buddy. Well done.
Thanks very much, Fletch.
You're welcome.
Good to meet you.
You too. Moving through as we do now, here is a car that's rare in any country, a 1955 Pontiac Safari and a wagon. Welcome to today's show, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Fletch. G'day, how are you?
Good, mate, good. Tell us, where did you find this?
Well, I actually went looking for a 55 Nomad originally, looking on eBay and the likes in the States.
Yep.
And Safaris kept popping up as the cheaper alternative.
Rob, I don't think I've ever seen one of these. The biggest thing that smacked me in the head about this car was the stainless steel on the die cast. The side profile, the stainless around the window, and that gorgeous die cast over the top of the tail lights out back.
Yeah,
what a
great.
cool look.
Yep. From the middle part's the same as a Nomad, but the front end and the back end are completely different.
Yeah.
So it's quite surprising.
And to think too, a wagon, a wagon was once upon a time a little bit lower down the ladder, but they still put so much attention to detail there.
Yep. And a two-door wagon too. So
there you go.
Yep.
Which, when you think about it, how dumb is that?
I reckon.
You got a wagon to put a lot of crap in, right? So why give it two doors?
Oh, you fold the back seat down, you can put even more crap in.
Absolutely. You know why they got two doors? Because at the time the Americans could do it, and they did, and that's what I love about that. What's it like as a car to drive out on the road? Is it all over the place like a breakfast that's gone wrong, or is it pretty tame?
No, it's very good. Front clips, Art Morrison aftermarket front clip, so independent front suspension, coilovers, rack and pinion power steer.
Yep.
So it drives really well.
Okay,
nicely,
so we've had some later model additions added to the car. I must admit, I do like the satin paint. I don't know how old that paint is, but there's something about that as well.
Yeah, she's about 5 or 6 years old, and it was actually a temporary job.
Right.
I had to do some rust work in the roof, and thought, we'll spray it.
Yep.
It's only a primer.
I was about to say, did you do it with rattle cans?
Oh no. Actually, got somebody to do it, but it is only a primer. It was going to be a temporary job, but it actually looks so good, I kept it.
Yeah, no, it kind of matches the car, and I suppose, as I alluded to earlier, the early highlights mentioned in the show in this particular interview, with all that stainless, kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, it sets the satin sets the chrome off too, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, makes it shine.
Back to the engine just for a sec. What powers it up front, Rob?
Yeah, so it's still Pontiac, but the original 287's gone.
Yeah.
That's sitting in my shed at home.
Wow.
And we now got a 389 in there.
Wow. That's amazing. So you've got the original engine to the car.
Yeah, in the shed at home. Yep.
How cool is that?
And kept this as a Pontiac.
That's amazing.
Keep it going.
Good on you, mate. Great having you on today's show. As I said earlier as well, a very rare car, possibly the first one ever on Classic Restos in this Pontiac wagon. So good on you, mate.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Fletch.
You know, we'd like you to join us on a Fletch tour in 2016. Have a look at this.
You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown city of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
One of the best things about a Fletch tour is you're really looked after. It's something I've always wanted to do.
Very well organised. The tour company that put it together was great.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this.
Penrite, Australian-made, family-owned and operated. Make premium quality engine and racing oils, warranty-approved coolants, automatic transmission and manual gear oils, a complete range of engine and fuel additives, heavy-duty and industrial products for every application. Visit penriteoil.com for more information. Penrite, Australian-made for Australian conditions since 1926.
Every weekend around Australia, motoring enthusiasts get together to share their passion for cars and bikes. It's a passion that brings us together. All sorts of people, all sorts of cars and bikes. From the classics of today to the classics of tomorrow. At Shannons, we understand enthusiasts. So when it comes to insurance, it's got to be Shannons. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Look what Hare and Forbes has got.
They've got this, they've got that, they've got this, and they've got that, they've got this, they've got that, they've got this, and they've got that, and so much more. But do you? Whatever you want, they've got. Walk through their doors, inspect their stores. Hare and Forbes has the range.
And remember, you can always browse and buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. Okay, time for Trev now on today's show. Now, Trev, I'm not just saying this because I'm in New Zealand, but I've said this before on Classic Restos. When it comes to fabrication, build, design, you guys here are very, very clever in some of the stuff that you do. Now, you do custom work. You've got this green thing behind us. What is it?
Oh, well, it started life as a 49 Studebaker bulkhead, and all the bits and pieces were added to it from scrap, sort of left around the yard. It is actually a 50 front, which is the first year of the bullet noses.
This is amazing workmanship. I mean, when you stop and think about the amount of work and effort and time that's gone into this. Now, Trev, tell us, did you have it pictured in your mind, or was it one of these projects where you just kept on going and it ended up like that?
No, it started as a drawing, and I'm not a very good drawer. I'm just a bit of a scribbler and a tracer, and it's pretty damn close to what I started with. Yeah, I've actually stretched it a bit more on the front, and I added overall I added about 12 inches to the front and the centre and the rear of the vehicle, that what I would have imagined would have been the original sedan delivery, which they never made.
What was the most difficult part of the build?
The roof was definitely the worst part of the job, just trying to get the shape of it.
Yep.
It actually started, when I first built it, it was actually 1 1/4 inches higher at the back.
Right.
And I just didn't like it. I wanted to rake away a little more.
Yep.
So we had to redo a few bits to get that right, to get what I liked.
we've got some original photos of how it used to look before you've done this work.
My parts box.
Yeah, you've certainly come a long way, haven't you?
Yeah, about 4,000 hours, roughly. Give or take a few weekends.
You've had some spare time, haven't you, Trev?
No spare time while I was building
I
it,
guess
mate.
not. No. Okay, now
it was just about full-time job.
Engine-wise up front, which way have you gone there?
427, not a big one, but nice size 427. Not too modified, still good on the street, still goes well.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Turbo 400 transmission, and a 9-inch diff.
Like, look at the guy. I mean, with all due respects, I mean, how cool are you? I mean, you've got your farmer's hat on here. He's built this car, it's like as though it's belongs to a 21-year-old.
I'm just about 21.
There you go. It's just a guy having some fun, right?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Good on you, Trev.
Cheers, Frank.
The Aroha Cruise In is fantastic this year. It's absolutely pumping. We've got so many more entrants this year and heaps of people. We've got fire trucks, we've got tractors, we've got racing cars, hot rods, and all the classic and vintage that always come. It's just fantastic. The atmosphere on the street when it's closed is just fantastic. People come in, they can't believe that we actually closed the town off. They always ring up and say, "Where's the Cruise In?" And I say, "Well, it's in Te Aroha." The Cruise In I'm the coordinator of the Cruise In, but of course it can't just happen with one person. So obviously I approach a lot of the local businesses for sponsorship. We have to apply for funding. And on the actual day itself, I have an army of helpers. I have my friends and my family who all get pulled in to help with the parking and helping with out in the shop, giving people instruction, information. So yeah, it's a whole town thing that we do here. It's really good. As a part of getting this massive event together, obviously we do need people to help collect donations on the day from the public. So we have a huge thank you to go to people like St John's Ambulance, the Rotary Club and the Lions Club, who all get their people and their volunteers along for the day to help us. And at the end of it, we try and give them a small donation to say thank you very much. So we really appreciate their help on the day. We couldn't do it without them. We love having Classic Restos here. Thank you for coming back, Fletch. We absolutely love it. You really add to the event, and people always come up and say, "Is Fletch coming back? Is Fletch coming back?" And we say yes, and it's a huge part of our advertising as well. Fletch from Classic Restos is back. You really are a draw card, and we love having you here.
Now, caravans are a pretty big feature of this year's event. We've got Bryce. How you doing, Bryce?
Yeah, good, Fletch, yeah.
That's the way, mate. It doesn't get much cooler. A 1956 Chev towing a 1978 van.
Yep.
Tell us the deal there.
Well, I've had the car for probably 10, 11 years, and then the wife wanted to get a caravan to put behind it, so to keep her off my back, I thought I'd weaken, and so it's been a bit over a year on the build, so it's been interesting.
Geez, you're saving on motel, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah? That's good.
This is first weekend out, so yeah.
Okay, so was it a building process, this one? Like, how long did it take you to get the van on the road?
Yeah, from when we purchased it to like this weekend is probably just a bit over a year.
Now, the story with the Chev there, Bryce, restored the car, did you buy it like that?
Bought it pretty much as is. We've repainted the blue part of it, because it was sort of a little bit Californian sunburnt and stuff. Yeah, so come out of Santa Cruz, so it's pretty good, nice dry car. So
Yep.
It was it didn't take a lot of restoring. We actually bought new carpets and hood lining and stuff for it, and never ever fitted it.
Wow, a lot of emphasis went on the 57 Chevs, but I think the 55s and the 56s just under the radar a little bit, but they're equally as cool in so many ways, aren't they? Yeah,
well, this is the second 56 I've owned. I owned one quite a few years ago, and then got married and sold it as you do, and I've sort of wanted one ever since.
You got it back again?
Oh yeah, no, that's a four-door pillar. The other one was just a straight four-door postcard. But
you got a Chev back.
Yeah, it's right.
It's like playing a country western song backwards, you go through all the trauma and then everything comes back to you again, Anyway, Bryce, great catching up. Thanks for hanging around, because I know you've. It's getting a bit late in the day here, and you hung around to be on Classic Restos, and I sure do appreciate that. No,
the caravan guys are normally in holiday mode, so there's no rush here.
Yeah, that's right. You blokes having a day off.
Sit around and tip a few tinnies, probably. So.
Yeah, tough for some. Thanks, Bryce.
Thanks, Fletch. No worries, mate.
Okay, buddy.
Good.
Take care.
Yep. Good as gold.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed just some of this week's episode of Classic Restos, the 2015 Te Aroha Cruise In here in beautiful New Zealand. And if you'd like to get your diaries out, the first weekend in October in 2016, it's all on again. And as you know, in the meantime, the website that you need is classicrestos.com.au for the DVD boxed sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, contact information on joining us on a Fletch tour in 2016, including Route 66, and contacting the major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, signing off from New Zealand, and I thank you very much for watching. You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil, Hare and Forbes Machinery House, and Pace Farm Eggs.